Hello my dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my ICT class, that is Information, Communication and Technology. Dear students, today I am going to take the class of class 7. Today we will discuss on chapter 2. Our today's topic is computer oriented devices. We will discuss of lesson 15 and our topic will be MCQ and related question from lesson 15 chapter 2. Later on, after finishing the class, you can see the book page number 31 to 32. My dear students, don't forget to write your CW number, that is 29. Dear students, my name is Rukaya Banu. I am your ICT teacher from English Medium Senior Section, Sector 7 of Milestone School and College, Uttara, Dhaka. So let's start our today's class. Second chapter, computer-oriented devices. First of all, we will see what we learned in our previous lesson. My dear student, in our previous class, we have learned so many things. Here in this picture, we can see so many devices. As we have learned about the computer-oriented devices. These devices are computer-oriented devices. But the most important things, there are two kinds of devices mainly. These are input devices and output devices. In left side, first of all, we can see here the keyboard, computer keyboard. Computer keyboard is one kind of input device because with the help of keyboard we can give the input data to the computer. That's why it's a input device. Then next, webcam. Webcam is also a input device because it takes the data only but it can't show you the result. That's why it is an input device. After that, mouse. Look here. Now I am showing you with the cursor the picture of mouse. Now how I am moving this one? Because I am giving the input signals to the computer. That's why it is showing on monitor. And the result is showing on by you. By what? Not by the input devices. The result always shown by the output devices. You can see this on your monitor. Monitor is an output device because it gives the output data. You are watching me and my class in your desktop monitor. That's why monitor is an output device. And also you can hear me through speakers because speakers is also an output device. And my dear students, not only the oriented devices, we have learned another most important things. These are sound card and graphics card. In left side picture, you can see the picture of sound card. And in right side picture, you can see the picture of graphics card. Sound card works both as an input device and output device. And sound card transmits the digital data into the analog sound. That's why we can hear the music or any song or any audio signals because of this sound card. Graphics card. Here graphics card is one of the important device because whatever we can see in the monitor, because of this graphics card helps the computer to show the pictures, videos, images. So that's why without graphics card, we can't see the photos, images or videos in the computer. And my dear students, every graphics card has 2D images system, that is two-dimensional. But nowadays, you know that 3D is also available in graphics card. 3D means three-dimensional system. So that's all about our previous class. Now let's start our today's topic, that is MCQ. MCQ means multiple choice question. Number 1, the first question. You want to make a digital copy of a photograph. Which device of the computer will you use? That means, my dear students, if you want to make a digital copy of a photograph, then which device of the computer will you use? A. Plotter. B. Keyboard. C. Printer. D. Scanner. So now let's see which one is the correct answer. A. Plotter. So is it the plotter that is correct answer? Can the plotter give you the digital copy of a photograph? No, it can't give you the digital copy of a photograph. B. Keyboard. Keyboard is an input device. Can keyboard give you a digital copy of a photograph? No, my dear student. It's an input device and it only can give the input data, and you can write, browse through the keyboard. But keyboard can't give you a digital copy of a photograph. C. Printer. Printer can print the data and can give you the hard copy. But printer can't give you the digital copy of a photograph. D. Scanner. Scanner can scan the hard copy of a photograph, and then it can give you the digital copy of a photograph. So that's why scanner is the correct answer. Number 2. Processor is called the head of a computer because. So processor is called the head of a computer. What's the reason behind this? Let's see the option. Number 1. It is connected to the motherboard. Number 2. It gives commands to the computer. Number 3. It processes the data. So my dear student, look at the question pattern. This is something different from the first question. This is a new pattern, so you have to follow the pattern, because maybe in exam you have to face this kind of problem of MCQ. That's why remember the pattern. Here there are two parts of this question. See, in the lower portion there is another question. Which one of the following is correct? Number A, 1. That means it is connected to the motherboard. B, 2. That is, it gives commands to the computer. C, 3. That means it processes the data. D, 1, 2 and 3. That means processor is connected to the motherboard. Processor gives commands to the computer. And last but not the least, processors processes the data. Processors processes the data. Yes, my dear students, these all three options are true. That's why we will choose number D. That means 1, 2 and 3. So let's move on to our next question, number 3. The third question is, which device will you use to save a photograph taken on your digital camera? I hope you have seen, all of you have seen the digital camera. Yes, I have also a digital camera. Someday I will show you. Here the options are A, ROM. That is ROM, ROM. Read Only Memory. ROM stands for Read Only Memory. B, RAM. RAM, RAM. Random Access Memory. C, Processor. We have already learned about the characteristics of processor. D. Hard disk. So my dear students, which device you can use to save a photograph taken on your digital camera? The correct answer will be RAM, because you can save your photograph taken on your digital camera in the RAM, because ROM is only for read the memory, processor processes the data, and hard disk consisting of so many devices: motherboard, processor, ROM, RAM. But the main thing which save your photograph, it is RAM, random access memory. Number 4. The question is, which device is used to watch images and to talk together? So my dear students, which device is used to watch images and to talk together? A. Mobile phone and webcam. B. Webcam and microphone. C. Computer and microphone. D. Computer and webcam. My dear students, only mobile phone and webcam can't give you the image, and can't at the same time you can't talk together. So think about number B, webcam and microphone, and number C, computer and microphone. Only you have your computer and microphone, and in your desktop if you don't have the webcam, then how will you see, and how will someone in other part will show you? And number D, computer and webcam. If you have computer and webcam but you don't have microphone, then how will you can do the both work together? So think about the number B, webcam and microphone. Yes, my dear student, if you have both webcam and microphone, then in your desktop you can use it easily for doing the both work. So let's move on to our next question, number 5. The question is, sound card transform digital data into dash sound. A. Digital sound. B. Analog sound. C. Higher sound. D. Lower sound. So let's see, my dear student, which one is the correct answer? A. Digital sound. How can sound card transform? Then what kind of transform it is? Then digital data into digital sound? What kind of transformation? Here it is talking about the transformation, so it will be the wrong answer. Number B, analog sound. And let's see the next option, that is C, higher sound. There is nothing called higher sound and nothing as lower sound. So it should be analog sound, digital data into analog sound, because here we have asked for the transformation. So here sound card transform digital data into analog sound. Number 6. Motherboards of all brands have built-in dash. A. Graphics card. B. Digital card. C. Sound card. D. Analog card. See, my dear student, here motherboards of all brands have built-in which card? Is it for graphics card? No, graphics card is an individual. B. Digital card. No, it's wrong answer. C. Sound card. Next, D. Analog card. But as we all know that the sound card is the correct answer, because motherboard of all brands have built-in sound card. Number 7. The question is, multimedia can be divided into how many categories? A. 3. B. 6. C. 5. D. 2. Here, multimedia can't be divided into 3 categories because it is not also in 6 categories and not also in 5 categories. Because as we all know that multimedia can be divided into 2 categories only. Number 8. Which one is the example of non-linear content? Is it hypermedia? B. Is it analog media? C. It is higher media. Or number D. Is it lower media? My dear student, analog media is not the content of and the example of non-linear content. Not the higher media also is not the example of non-linear content, and also not the lower media is the example of non-linear content, because hypermedia is the example of non-linear content. Number 9. We can listen to the sound through which devices? 1. Headphone. 2. Digital phone. 3. Speaker. 4. Analog phone. My dear student, see the question pattern. This is different. Like the second question of this MCQ. So see here, their second part is given, that is which one is the correct answer among these 4 options. A, 1 and 2, that is headphone and digital phone. B, headphone or the speaker. C, headphone or the analog phone. D, speaker or the analog phone. My dear student, the correct answer will be headphone and the speaker. Number 10. Which card is called video card? A. Graphics card. B. Sound card. C. Motherboard. D. Processor. Which card is the video card? Who can guess? I guess all of you can guess because graphics card is called video card. Let's move on to the next question, that is number 11. 3D stands for what? We all know because in previous lesson also and discussion of today's lesson also we have discussed about it. That is 2D is for two-dimensional and 3D is for three-dimensional. So 3D stands for three-dimensional. Number 12. Graphics card has a separate port for doing which activity? A. Doing study. B. Playing games. C. Playing carom. D. Playing PUBG. Dear students, it's all about not only playing because it has different specific port for only doing study. So my dear student, graphics card has a separate port for doing study. So come, let's move on to our second part of today's discussion, that is RQ, related questions. The first question is, what is sound card? As we all know about it and we have discussed already in our previous class. The sound card is the device which is very much common in today's oriented machine, is called sound card, and it works input as well as output device. It is controlled by software. Most of the sound cards transform digital data into analog sound. Dear student, here also you can see the picture of sound card in right side. Can you see? So now come to the next question, that is, what are the works of sound cards? Connecting the output audio signals to an amplifier. See here, The sound card full portion is given, the picture in right side. We can listen to the sound through either a headphone or a speaker. All the sound cards have input and output connectors. If any input is given from outside, either through any microphone or through any input device, the sound card transmits it to the processor, which after processing it sends back to the sound card, from where we can listen through the output device into headphones or speakers. Not only that, multimedia may be divided into linear and non-linear categories. Linear contents do not require any navigational control for the viewers, such as cinema presentation. Non-linear requires interactivity to control progress, such as a video game or self-paced computer-based training. Hypermedia is an example of non-linear content, as we have discussed it in our MCQ, that what is the example of non-linear content? Hypermedia is the example of non-linear content. Multimedia presentations can be live or recorded. A recorded presentation may allow interactivity via a navigation system. A live multimedia presentation may allow interactivity via an interaction with the presenter or performer. And the next RQs are number 3. What is graphics card? Graphics card, another name is video card, and it helps us to see the image, pictures, videos, 2D and 3D also. Number 4. What is the uses of graphics card? There are so many uses of graphics card. Without graphics card, how can we study in computer? How can we play video games? How can we do project works? How can we browse the internet? So there are lots of work, because if we can't see anything, then how will we do the work? So there are lots of work of graphics card. Homework 14. Learn and write. MCQ and the given related question answer from today's class. That means whatever we have discussed today and whatever we have learned today, you will learn and write that MCQ and the given related question. After all, I have already given you the 2 answers of with the first 2 related questions. So thank you, my dear student, for watching our today's class. And I want to say you a thing, that is, you should stay at your home safely because of your health issue. We know that for coronavirus, the pandemic situation is going on. That's why we should take care of ourselves. This is the reason we are doing online classes and we are taking online exams, my dear students, because of your good health, because of your safety. So it is your responsibility to take care of yourself and also take care of your family, because your safety measures your family's safety. You know that. And do your best, study well at your home, take care of yourself. And my dear student, I have a surprise for you in a video. So in the time of ending, I will show you a video. So let's enjoy the video and bye-bye. Take care of yourself. Bye, students.
What are you worried about, Rennie?
Oh, Kliko, we have a computer test tomorrow. Our teacher said that the test will be about different types of computer devices.
So, what is there to worry about?
I know very little about computer devices.
Don't worry, I am here to help you out.
Oh, really? Thank you. Please teach me more about computer devices.
Look, Rennie, the devices that we use with a computer are divided into different types. Let us first discuss about input devices.
What are input devices?
Devices that feed data into a computer are called input devices.
What kind of devices feed data into a computer?
Why? The keyboard, the mouse, or a joystick. They are all used to feed data into a computer.
So, they all are input devices.
Yes, Rennie.
I understand. By pressing the keys of the keyboard, we tell the computer what to do and the letters and number appear on the screen. So this keyboard is an input device.
You are right, Rennie. This keyboard, it is called a QWERTY keyboard and it is the most commonly used keyboard.
Why is it called QWERTY keyboard?
It is named after the first 5 letters of the top row of the alphabet keys. And these keys are Q, W, E, R, T, Y. Similarly, the mouse is also an input device, as by pressing the button on the mouse or by moving it, we command the cursor on the screen to move where we want to move. We use the mouse to open or close files or navigate websites.
What about the joystick?
The joystick is too an input device. By pressing the buttons on the joystick or by moving it, we command the objects in the screen to move or react while playing video games.
Are there any other input devices beside these 3?
Yes, there are trackballs and light pens that are used with computers are also input devices. You should also keep in mind that input devices other than the keyboard are sometimes called alternate input devices.
Is the monitor also an input device?
No, Rennie, the monitor is an output device.
What are output devices?
Output devices are devices which show the result of the work done on a computer. These devices are connected to a computer with cables. Monitors, printers, and speakers are some of the output devices.
Tell me more about each of them.
You already know that a monitor looks like a TV. It displays the information on its screen. CRT or cathode ray tube and LCD or liquid crystal display are 2 types of monitor. A printer is another type of output device. It gets the processed data from the computer and prints it on a sheet of paper. Inkjet printers, laser printers, and dot matrix printers are 3 types of printers. Speakers used with computers are also output devices. They give out sound generated by the computer. Some computers have speakers built inside them and some have to be attached with wires.
What about the CPU? Is it also an output device?
No, Rennie, the CPU is a processing device.
Tell me more about the CPU.
You should know that the processing is the main step that a computer follows. All processing takes place inside the system unit or the CPU. The CPU is a box-like case. It contains the hard disk, the motherboard, the CD drive, and the floppy drive.
All these information you are giving me, I'm sure I may forget some of them. I need to save them in my pen drive.
You surely can, Rennie.
That reminds me, Is the pen drive also an input device?
Well, no, Rini. The pen drive is a storage device.
Storage device?
Storage devices are devices which are used to store the work done on a computer. Computers have two types of storage devices: non-removable and removable storage devices. Non-removable storage devices are devices which store data inside a computer. Hard disks are non-removable storage device as it is built inside the CPU.
What about CDs and DVDs?
They are both removable storage devices. Removable storage devices are devices which stores data outside the computer. Pen drives and CDs or DVDs are removable storage devices. CD stands for compact disc and DVD stands for digital versatile disc. We use these discs to store information permanently. A DVD can store much more information than a CD. We use the CD-ROM drive to play a CD and the DVD-ROM drive to play a DVD. A pen drive can hold much more data than a CD. Computers have a special part called the USB port for pen drives. We can plug in the pen drive in a USB port to display the data stored in it. Pen drives are of different capacities.
Thanks, Kliko. You really saved my day. Now I know about the differences between different types of computer devices.